good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dharma. So today is the 1st of November 2022, and we are having our Tuesday class. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 观世音菩萨。Namo 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 阿弥陀佛。Namo 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 弥勒佛。Namo 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 普贤菩萨。Namo 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 地藏王菩萨。Namo 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 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦。Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata Viramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Adina Dana Viramani Sikkhapadang Micacara Viramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Musavada Viramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Surameraya Majapamadatthana Viramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Okay, you all can now be seated. Then we will continue our chanting of the Padipa Puja. Turn to page 3 of the chanting book. Okay, Padipa Puja, offerings of light. Ganna Sarapaditena Ditpena Tamadangsina Diloka Dipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonudang Ganda sambara yutena dopena hang sugang hina pujaye pujaniyang tang puja bhajana muttamang vanna ganda gunopetang etang kusuma santatin pujayami munindasa Siri pada sarorohe pujemi budang kusumena nena punnena matena cha hotu mokhang budang nibayati yata idang me kayo tata yati vinasa bawang Adivase no bante paniyang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patikan hatu mutamang Adivase no bante pale parikapitang anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu mutamang adivasetu no bante pojanang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang. Okay, now we will chant the puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all this puja offering. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses out the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed, perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the dana parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate sila, and panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the bond-free nibbana, making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers, sharing and transform merge to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Buddha. Buddhang pujemi. Dhammang pujemi. Sanghang pujemi. Okay, you all can be seated. Just relax body and mind. Then maintain some power of attention. Then we will off the light so that you all can have your half an hour of awareness-based meditation. So remember the four support. Relax completely every part of your body and mind. Just let things be, relax, maintain awareness. Then stabilize the awareness, maintain awareness for as long as you can. Then after that, when that nature, the awareness nature within has been stabilized, use it to meditate. Then through the awareness nature within, you will come to understand many, many things. Just relax, maintain awareness, stabilize it. Okay. Remember, for those who already know how to develop the stability or awareness, means you have already trained your mind. Your spiritual faculties are already there. Then you can silence everything and stay at the heart area. Let it detect whatever vibration that you can detect around there. Because when you have stabilized your mindfulness and awareness, this awareness nature or mindfulness nature, they can detect, they are very sensitive, especially your heartbeats or any vibration within your heart area. You can just stay. The awareness and the vibration move as one. Then your mind will like anchor there, stay there, become very quiet and very still. When you are aware, you cannot think. That's why the awareness nature is very important. And after that, when you have stabilized it, you can use it to meditate, to observe whatever that is going on within your form and mind. To understand clearly who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being. What is this five aggregate of form and mind all about? What are the sense bases all about? Then when there is contact between the mind, which is consciousness, and the sense bases, you need the sense data to trigger off the respective dependent originating condition arising consciousness. So when the sense door consciousness arises, if you are aware, you maintain the silence within, then you will understand its movement. Then you will understand how all this mundane thinking, mundane activity, mundane aggregates of mind with its content, how they arise and how they condition you into negativity and all those things. So the silent inner awareness can allow you to understand all this. Then after that, you can let things be and let the nature stabilize. Then allow it to meditate on its own by going into the fourth support, which is trust. Trust your nature to do. There is no interference from the thought process, from memory, from your views, opinion, and conditioning, no more. That nature just relax, maintain awareness, and it will move by itself, it will detect by itself, it will create movement and understanding on its own. So that is allowing the nature to meditate on its own. So trust that nature to move, to develop the activity of mind and the activity of awareness within. And when you can develop it until very stable, then it becomes very sensitive. Then suddenly one day you will detect the gateway, then a lot of things will happen. Your whatever external yin-yang energy and the form and mind that go through that type of awareness-based meditation will understand what is going on. And this external yin-yang energy, they will flow through the gateway and like melt inside and become pure energy. All this you will understand because it will manifest. You all can slowly, mind, come out of the meditation and try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. These are the trained mind states that you need to maintain them so that you can use it to live life, to cultivate the daily mindfulness, the stability of it. These are spiritual faculties that can enable you to understand spiritual teachings and also to develop the direct seeing, the awakening, the insight into phenomena and all those things. That silent mind, the awareness nature within that we have developed, that is our true mind, our true nature. So that is the one that can understand, that can develop the meditation and give us the understanding. Okay. Now we will turn to page 6 of the chanting book. We will do the invocation to the Devas. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which is heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Iti Beso Bhagava Arahang Sama Sambuddho. Yacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavido Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Vamanusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pachatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Ujupatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyayapatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho สามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆ Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yogani Kata Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Savkasango Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaneyo Anutarang punyang ketang lokasati sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Now we will continue from where we stopped. We are at page 381 of this book, the wonderful Dharma Lotus Flower Sutta, Volume 3, Chapter 2. We are following the commentaries as written by Master Hsuan. The title is Expedient Devices. We will continue from the sutta part. You can see it on the screen. It's been pinned. So today is the first time we are using this big screen, which is a lot clearer for me. I no need to sometimes depend on my reading glass. So this one is without wearing glass, I can read it, which is very good. So we should thank Kayamitas for having this, what they call wholesome thought, to create the causes and conditions for us to have this monitor or screen, big screen, to be offered to our Kayamita for us to use. So this one is from Kayamita Fund, and we really find it very useful. Sutta, the great effect and retribution, the various nature, marks and meanings are such that I and the 10 direction Buddhas alone can understand these matters. So this sutta is very profound. It's referring to at that time that Sammasambuddha, he described the understanding that they have developed. So the great effect here means after you have realized the Dhamma, the understanding of all this nature's formation and all the various causes and conditions behind its arising. That's why they call all this the great effect. And retribution. Retribution refers to karmic retribution because of karma within the conditioned world. The nature's law that governs life and existence create the great effect, and together the law of karma created the great retribution. Then the various natures that exist within our existential world, together with all the marks. Marks are all the what we call phenomena that arise within nature. And because they are marked, there are also meanings. And they are such that the Sammasambuddha and all the Sammasambuddha of the 10 directions alone can understand this. Because this one, you need to realize the perfection of Sammasambuddhahood, to have that great understanding, the all-encompassing wisdom and virtue, the perfection of it, triggering off that understanding. Everything that can be known, they have the capacity or capability to understand. Okay, then we move on to the commentaries. Before the commentaries, there is this outline description. H2 is praising the two wisdom as beyond description. Then after H is I1, explaining that they are beyond description, means beyond thought, beyond mind, beyond verbal expression. So we go to the commentary now. The meaning of the great effect and retribution according to Master Hsuan Hua is supreme right enlightenment is the great effect. Then the perfect full reward body is the great retribution. So this is another way of putting it. After you have completed the perfection of Samasa Buddhahood, you would have realized the supreme right enlightenment. So that gives rise to the ability to understand the great effect. So the great effect is the description of nature's how it arises and what are the things that governs its arising. So that will create the great effect. Then the perfect full reward body is the great retribution. This one is for the Buddha, Samasa Buddha. So first they have what they call the functional body. The functional body that performs the function of the Buddha when he was born in his final birth to become Samasa Buddha. Then they have the perfection body, or what they call the Sambhogaya Kaya, his spiritual body. So this Sambhogaya Kaya, which is a very special perfection body, together with the Nirmana Kaya or the functional body, when the two come together and connect, then it transforms itself into Dhammakaya, the Buddha that speaks the Dhamma. That's why it's called the Dhamma body. So this Dhamma body is the reward body, the result of the perfection and the causes and conditions of having this Nirmanakaya or the functional body. These two figure of the reward body. That's why it gives rise to that Dhammakaya. Then the next part of the sutta, the various marks, the various nature and meanings. This refers to the teachings or the doctrine of the 10 suchness which we have gone through. Are such that the Samasa Buddha and the 10 directional Samasa Buddha alone can understand these matters. Means only the Samasa Buddha can understand them. And the next section of the sutta. This Dhamma cannot be demonstrated or expressed. The mark of language will steal and extinct. Of all the kinds of living beings, there is none who can understand it, except the host of bodhisattvas, firm in the power of faith, the host of the Buddha's disciple, who have made offerings to the Buddhas, and who have exhausted all outflow, means no more outflow, means fully enlightened, and dwell in their final bodies. The strength of people such as this also prove inadequate. Either world will fill with those like Sariputta, who together spend their thoughts to measure it. They couldn't fathom the Buddha's wisdom. Okay, then we go to the commentary, stopping the explanation. So here, this Dhamma cannot be demonstrated. The meaning is, you cannot just casually express or speak this wonderful Dhamma to people. Why not? It is because of the mark of language being still and extinct. This is the ultimate realm of Dhammador, where the power of words and language is cut off. It has already been severed, means it's beyond thought, beyond mind. The place where the mind function has been dispensed with. That's why all this is about the nature, the direct seeing. The mouth wants to speak, but no words. Means, but words fail. The mind wants to think, but there is no thought. The thoughts are lost. So this is the transformed state of the fully enlightened one. All this, cultivator of the way, when they go through the cultivation, when they are able to realize all this, they will understand. But to describe it literally, in the form of words and expression, then it's not easy for normal cultivator or people to comprehend, because these are not the usual understanding of cultivation. Then the explanation is, the mind wants to climb on condition and scheme, but the thought just are not there. The thought have died as well. Means you live from that nature. You are not using thought anymore. The path of words and language is cut off. The place of the mind's functioning is gone, means the mundane mind. There is nothing to say. The true wonderful Dhamma is ineffable. Ineffable. It cannot be expressed in words like the great Tao, where it is something within the self-nature. It is not found outside. In this wonderful Dhamma, the mark of language are still and extinct. So there is the beauty of that nature, the description of it. Then the next part of the sutta is, of all the kinds of living beings, there is none who can understand it except the host of bodhisattvas, firm in the power of faith. No one single kind of living being can understand this wonderful Dhamma except the great vehicle bodhisattvas. It is because the bodhisattvas have heart full of faith. They can understand the real mark, Dhamma. People like Manjushri Bodhisattva can understand this Dhamma. They may not understand it completely or totally, but they believe in it. Then next part of the sutta is, the host of the Buddha's disciple who have made offering to the Buddhas, means who have informally make countless offering to all the Buddhas, and who are exhausted all outflow, means they have obtained to no outflow, certified to the attainment of Pacceka Buddhahood, and dwell in their final bodies, meaning they now inhibit in their very last retribution body. They will undergo no further becoming after this. The strength of persons such as this, people like the Bodhisattvas and the Pacceka Buddhas, also prove inadequate. They cannot understand this Buddha Dhamma either. So when it comes to Sammasambuddha, even the Pacceka Buddhas and the Bodhisattva cannot fully comprehend their realization and extent of understanding. Then we go on the next part of the sutta. If the world were filled with those like Sariputta, so as we all know, Sariputta is the foremost in wisdom disciple of Sakyamuni Buddha. Let us suppose the whole world was filled with people who have as much wisdom as Sariputta, the wisest of the Buddha's disciple, who together spend their thought to measure it. If they exhaust their thought and the power of their wisdom trying to plumb the depth of the Buddha's wisdom, they could not do it. That's why they can't. They could never fathom the Buddha's inconceivable, subtle, and wonderful perfection of the Dhamma. They couldn't fathom the Buddha's wisdom. They would be unable to comprehend the wisdom of the Buddha. Okay, then we move on to the next part of the sutta. Truly, suppose the 10 directions were filled with those like Sariputta, and that the remaining disciple feel all the lands in the 10 directions, and that together they spend their thought to measure it, they also could not know it. If Pajjeka Buddhas of sharp wisdom without outflow in their final bodies also feel the 10 directions, they are numbered like the bamboo in the forest. And if they put together their minds, wishing to think about the Buddha's real wisdom throughout measureless millions, eons, they could not know the smallest part of it. So this is just how inconceivable the Buddha's wisdom is. Suppose newly resolved bodhisattvas who have made offering to countless Buddhas, who understand the principles and the purport, and are well able to speak the Dhamma, whose number are like rice, ham, bamboo, and reeds, fills the 10 direction land, and suppose with one mind and with wondrous wisdom, throughout eons like the Genghis sands, they were all together to think it over. Even they couldn't know the Buddha's wisdom. So this is to explain to people that the Buddha's wisdom, Sammasambuddha, is really, really profound. Then we come to the commentaries. The Buddha has two types of wisdom, the provisional and the real wisdom. Provisional wisdom is used to speak the Dhamma in accord with conditions and to use expedient devices to take living beings across. Whereas real wisdom is genuine, real marked wisdom. So truly, suppose the 10 direction means, previously it just said the world, meaning one world. Here it says the 10 direction means all over. All of the world system within the 10 direction, the infinite boundless world of the 3,000 great thousand world system. These are the words to describe the extensiveness of the universe. So they use words like 3,000 great thousand world system. Means very massive, big numbers. Were filled with those like Sariputta. The meaning is, if living beings of the 10 directions were all as intelligent or wise as Sariputta. Sariputta's wisdom, however, is provisional wisdom. It is not the Buddha's real wisdom. So there is a comparison. And that the remaining disciple feel all the lands in the 10 directions, and that together they spend their thought to measure it, they also could not understand it. It's Sariputta and all the other disciples spend their thought, exhaust their brain to calculate the Buddha's wisdom or to try to understand the Buddha's wisdom. They could not know it. They could never fathom the Buddha's real wisdom either. Then they move on to Ipajika Buddhas of sharp wisdom. The sound hearer was spoken of previously. Here we speak of Pajika Buddhas who are a bit higher in wisdom compared to sound hearer. Without outflow in their final bodies, also feel the 10 direction. They have already attained to the state of no outflow, means arahants and beyond. The penetration of the extinction of outflow, and they dwell in their last retribution body. Once one has certified to the fruit of the Pajika Buddha, who is considered the middle vehicle, one does not again receive a retribution body. So this is their very last retribution body. Their numbers are like the bamboos in the forest, meaning if they numbered as many as the bamboo in the bamboo grove, and if they put their mind together wishing to think about the Buddha's real wisdom throughout measureless million eons, they could not know the smallest part of it. So to say nothing of understanding it completely, they could not even know the tiniest, most minute aspect thereof. Suppose newly resolved bodhisattvas, means bodhisattvas who have just brought forth their heart, who have made offerings to countless Buddhas, who understood the principle and the purport, and are well able to speak the Dhamma. They have unimpeded comprehension of the Buddha Dhamma's doctrine. Not only that, but they are well qualified speakers of the Dhamma and possess unobstructed eloquence, whose number are like rice, ham, bamboo, and reeds, fill the 10 direction lands. And suppose with one mind and with wondrous wisdom, if they combine their heart into one and use that fine and subtle wisdom throughout eons, like the Ganges sand, means long period of eons, they will all together to think it over. Even they can't understand the Buddha's wisdom. If they all got together to try to calculate the Buddha's wisdom, they could not do it. Okay, we finish that part. We go to the next part. Okay. Sutta. Suppose that non-retreating bodhisattvas, these are very advanced bodhisattvas. Huh? Non-retreating means they are at least the 8th ground, or they have realized at least the 4th stage of Bodhi mind development. Suppose that non-retreating bodhisattva, their numbers are like Ganges sand with one mind thought to seek that wisdom. They also could not know it. And what is more, Sariputta, that inconceivable non-outflow, most profound and most subtle Dhamma, I have perfectly obtained, means the Buddha, and I alone know its mark, along with the 10 direction Buddhas. Sariputta, you should know, the words of the Buddha do not differ. In the Dhamma spoken by the Buddha, you should place the power of great faith. See, this part is very important. You must have faith in the words of the enlightened beings, especially Sammasambuddhas. So in the Dhamma spoken by the Buddha, you should place the power of great faith. When the world-honored one's Dhamma at its end, the true and real must be spoken. I tell the assembly of the sound hearer and those who seek the conditioned enlightened vehicle, means the Pajika Buddha, that I will lead them to cast off suffering's bond and arrive at Nirvana. The Buddha uses the power of the expedient devices, demonstrating the teachings of the 3 vehicles, so that the living beings attached in many places may be guided to escape. Okay, the commentaries. Then there are some outline heading. I3 is the rhyme beyond description. F2 generally opening and reviewing. So attachment are loosened and doubt brought forth. Then G1, clarifying that all Buddhas reveal the one actual teaching. Then G2, clarifying that Sakyamuni Buddha divides the one and speak of the three. Okay, commentaries. Suppose that non-retreating bodhisattva, the meaning is the newly resolved bodhisattvas, the sound hearer, and the conditioned enlightened one were mentioned above. Sometimes newly resolved bodhisattva may retreat and lose their bodhi mind. See, before you stabilize the cultivation, you can still retreat. And according to the description here, you may even lose the bodhi mind or bodhi heart that you have planted. So, sound hearer may become fixed hearer. That is, fixed at the position of sound hearer. Other hearers are those who have retreated from the great vehicle. They brought forth the bodhisattva heart, but then they retreated to the sound hearer position. Some have brought forth the bodhisattva heart, the bodhi mind, but they do not as yet have any genuine samadhi power. Those are the newly resolved bodhisattva, means when you first tread the path to go this way as bodhisattva. Initially, it's not easy, a lot of hard work involved because the stability of understanding is not established. That's why you can still retreat, especially those who become complacent after they thought they had developed some form of progress and understanding. This passage of the text mentioned non-retreating bodhisattvas. They will never retreat to the other first two vehicles, is the small vehicle and the middle vehicle. Is the sainthood way and the Pachika Buddha's way. They cultivate the great vehicle, Dhamma, means they take the Bodhisattva way and will never again go back to the lesser vehicle. Their numbers, like the Ganges sand, meaning there were a great many non-returning bodhisattvas. Let's say there are three levels of non-retreat. First level is the non-retreating position. This means that the great vehicle bodhisattvas will never go back to the position of either of the two vehicles that was described, means the sainthood vehicle and the Pachika Buddha vehicle. Then the non-retreating of conduct. This means that in their cultivation, the great vehicle bodhisattva are always vigorous and never lazy. They advance with heroic vigor. So this one is more stable. In fact, the first category of non-retreating position is already very good. But when you further your perfection and cultivation, then they will reach the stage where not only they don't retreat from the position, the non-retreating conduct also has been established. They are ever vigorous and they advance with heroic vigor. Then, of course, the last one is non-retreating thoughts. Means they have truly realized their nature. Means that their mundane mind has collapsed and no more those retreating thoughts. Not only do they not retreat in their position or their cultivation, but they do not even have the thought of doing so because the mundane mind has collapsed. So at that stage, they cannot. With one mind thought to seek that wisdom, if they get together and investigate the Buddha's wisdom, the real wisdom, they also cannot know, could not know of it. Although they occupy a position from which they do not retreat, they still have not obtained the true real wisdom. Their wisdom is merely provisional. They can understand the Buddha's, they cannot understand the Buddha's true and real wisdom. Here I think there is a slight correction that is needed. These non-retreating bodhisattvas, it doesn't mean that they have not obtained the true wisdom. Of course, here they include the word true real wisdom, which they are referring to the Sammasambuddha. But the next sentence, they say, the wisdom is merely provisional. This one is not correct. In fact, those who have gone through the cultivation and reached the position of non-retreating, they have gone beyond provisional wisdom Dhamma. They have also realized profound Dhamma, but they have not completed their perfection to be equal to the Sammasambuddha. That's why their all-knowing wisdom is not as extensive and complete as the Sammasambuddha. So this part, you just make a note. Then we continue. And what is more, Sariputta, the Buddha further addressed Sariputta. That inconceivable non-outflow, most profound and subtle Dhamma, the real mark of all Dhamma, the true real wisdom, the spiritual penetration of non-outflow is inconceivable. It cannot be thought of with the mind or expressed in words. It is extremely deep, subtle, and wonderful. This Dhamma is unsurpassed and also extremely deep, at once fine and subtle. Is extremely wonderful and inconceivable. So these are the description that points towards how unique the Buddha's wisdom and perfections are. Then the Buddha said, I have perfectly obtained. Means it is perfect, neither lacking nor in excess. And I alone knew it all, knew its marks. Only Sakyamuni Buddha can know the real wisdom, along with the 10 direction Buddhas in the entire existence. All those in the 10 direction who have realized Buddhahood can also know it. So it's said above, only the Buddhas and the Buddha can exhaust the real mark of all Dhamma. The meaning is the same here. Then the sutta continues. Sariputta, you should know the words of the Buddha. I read again. Sariputta, you should know the words of the Buddha do not differ. What are the Buddha? What all the Buddhas say is always true, real speech. Is the same sound spoken with different mouths. The Tathagata one speaks the truth, speaks of what is. He speaks it truly, and he never speaks falsely. The path of all the Buddha is identical. Therefore, the Dhamma which the Buddha speaks is the same. The Buddha's truth, the real wisdom, can be known and understood only by the Buddhas and the Buddha. In the Dhamma spoken by the Buddhas, you should place the power of great faith. And this sentence is very important. Just now I've gone through. Means whenever you have a chance to hear the Dhamma spoken by the Buddhas, or the great beings. You should place the power of great faith. Means you should have no doubt, but only faith. Your faith is extremely important and powerful. Why do you need faith? This one you have to listen. It is said, the Buddha Dharma is like the great sea. You can only enter it by means of faith, which is very true. After going through the cultivation, my nature realized faith is very important. You must establish strong, deep faith. I remember that time when I started cultivation, my faith was very strong, especially after I came to know what the Buddha's teaching is all about. The Four Noble Truths, the essence of the Buddha's teaching. So I read again. The Buddha Dharma is like the great sea. You can only enter it by means of faith. Means without faith, you cannot go in. Actually, it's true. It's very difficult to go in. But the faith, when it's developed, it opens up the heart. Then it can allow the cultivator of the way to actually understand spiritual teaching. That's why it's the first of all the 5 spiritual faculties that one has to develop. When there is faith, there is complete surrender. That faith brings forth the causes and conditions for you to enter that cultivation pathway. So to enter the cultivation, to realize the Buddha Dharma, one needs faith. Faith is very important. If you do not have faith, you will not be able to understand the doctrine within the Buddha Dharma. This is very, very true. You must have faith. So the poem is very beautiful. Faith is the source of the way, and the Buddha of all virtue and merits. The mother of all merits and virtue, which is very true. Because without faith, you cannot realize the enlightenment. So faith is the source of the way, which is very true. When faith develops, the way unfolds. And when you have that way unfold, means your cultivation take off, then it will bring forth. It's like that faith transform into mother of all merits and virtue. Then it nourishes all our good roots. Means whatever right view, right thought, wholesomeness will be nourished. As I faith will nourish our good roots. Without it, they cannot grow. Faith is extremely important. If you listen to the sutta, you must believe what they say. If you do not believe them, it's just as if you had not heard them. You should believe in the Dhamma the Buddha spoke. If we do not, it's just as if we have never even heard of it. So faith is a very important spiritual faculty that needs to be developed. As you cultivate the way, somehow the cultivator of the way will understand all this. Because when your faith develops, you become very different. I still remember in the early days, when I have the faith, when I listen with the faith attentively, the word come out clearly and it manifests. And the truth can be actually received very naturally. Then all the words become like very clear, very meaningful, very wonderful, very amazing. The joy inside, it will continue to open up the heart and make it strong. Then during that time, there's a lot of joy, a lot of joy. So cultivator of the way who have gone through the process will understand and know the importance of faith, Saddha. Once Saddha is established, that's why the poem is very beautiful. It's the source of the way. We go back to the sharing. So faith is the source of the way, and because of that, is also the mother of all merits and virtue, and it nourishes all our good roots. So I will continue. Faith will nourish your good roots. Without it, you cannot grow. Faith is extremely important. If you listen to the sutta, you must listen with faith. Here, the word belief is not so good. You must listen with faith to what is being spoken. If you do not have the faith, the word belief is not so appropriate. If you do not have the faith, it's just as if you have not heard them. You should have faith in the Dharma that the Buddha has spoken. So faith is very important. If you do not, it's just as if you have never even heard of it. So this part is very true. When the world honored one's Dharma at its end, that means towards the end, he will teach the true mark Dharma. After the world honored one realized Buddhahood, he taught the storehouse teaching, also called the half-word teachings. This is the small vehicle teaching aimed at the sound hearer. But now, said the Buddha, I have spoken the Dhamma right up to the very final stage. The true and real must be spoken, means towards the end. I should reveal it all without reservation. I should speak the true real Buddha Dharma to teach the real wisdom Bodhisattvas. It is not like before when I spoke the expedient Dhamma. I am speaking the real truth or the real mark now. Previously I said that if you have some small fault, it's all right. You can gradually get rid of them. They are not important, it's okay. But now you have really got to cultivate. You are not allowed even the slightest fault. Means no more complacency. You must work hard and be diligent in your cultivation. You must bring forth the heart of the great vehicle Bodhisattva. You cannot be like you were before, stalling around and procrastinating, putting off today's cultivation till tomorrow and tomorrow's till the day after. That has been like Venerable Ananda, who thought I am Sakyamuni Buddha's cousin. With a Buddha for a cousin, I do not need to cultivate. He thought the Buddha can give him samadhi and spiritual power. That was the real mistake. So the equivalent expression in our worldly language is you eat your own food. You feel yourself. 个人吃饭，个人饱。So that you end your own birth and death. Because cultivation is to be done by the individual, each for themselves. The Buddha can only show us the way, introduce us to the teachings. But we have to cultivate ourselves, walk the path ourselves, and develop the wisdom and the awakening. So to end birth and death, you must cultivate on your own. It's 了生死. You have to cultivate on your own. Because these teachings or truth or enlightenment is to be realized by the wise, each for themselves. No one can do it for you. In fact, the Buddhist hymn is very clear about it too. So when we were in the uni, I remember in the early days, they have this Buddhist hymn which are very beautiful. They always express it. Buddha merely showed the way. We ourselves must walk the path. Buddha merely showed the way. So this one really is a very important message. If the wisdom can be like given, then you think the Buddha is not compassionate enough to give? Well, it can't. It can only be shared. You must have the causes and conditions and affinity to receive them. That's why you must put in your own hard work, your own diligence, your own saddha, faith, sincerity, and perseverance. Okay, we go back. We have to end already. Okay, to end birth and death, you must cultivate on your own. We have gone through. No one can do it for you. Okay, we have also gone through. They may say that they want to help you, but that is just an expedient device to lead you to resolve it, to cultivate on your own. If you do not cultivate on your own, you will not end birth and death. Just as if someone else eat for you, you do not get yourself full. You must do it yourself. Put your foot firmly on the ground and walk forward step by step. So this is a very good description. Okay, I think we stop here. I'll try to locate this paragraph. Okay, we are at page 388. So we'll stop here before we continue with the second session. I'd like to make an announcement because this weekend, the Friday onward, I think, I will not be free because my brothers and sisters, they are coming down. We have a family function. One of my brothers, the son is getting married. So we will be very busy. So the class for our coming Thursday class, Sunday, will be cancelled. We will cancel the class. Then we will resume next Tuesday. So we will make the announcement just for the benefit of all. Okay, now coming back to the second session is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have. Okay, anybody wants to report meditation or ask any question, you can put up your hand or you can just come in. Queenie didn't know we have physical class, only today she know. Okay, yeah.
So welcome back.
Yeah.
Sister Queenie.
So, Sister Pojeng,
Yeah.
actually, I already know they started the physical class until the day I attended the birthday gathering.
Yeah.
You see, I'm so blurred.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's quite normal, Queenie, don't worry.
I'm still trying very hard to do my meditation. I try to do every day. First thing in the morning when I get up. I try to do half an hour, but sometimes, how to say, I can, sometimes some of the other thoughts will come in and then I will just forget about it and go back to my meditation.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that's the right thing I'm doing or not, but I'm still doing the same thing all these years.
You want to describe how you do it, the routine that you are going through? Because last time I remember during the MCO, you actually continue with your
with the Zoom
routine.
class. After that,
so you also came and do the chanting and all those things. Those were very good routine.
Yeah,
you want to describe?
Also, I do my own chanting. And now I say, you know what you're chanting? I say I chant in Pali, but you have to also chant in English. So now I'm starting, I chant once in Pali and then I will read the English one.
Okay.
Then I will slowly get to understand better.
Yeah. Understanding is also...
I just only started 1-2 weeks this.
Yeah. Understanding is also useful. But you don't worry. Initially, when you start, it's more the faith that we develop, I remember. So the faith is what we need, the chanting. The chanting can give that vibration that can actually open up our heart area.
So one thing very funny, when I do my chanting downstairs in front of the altar, my dog will come and sit beside me.
Oh, very good.
I don't know why. Every time, sometime before I lay the mat, he already go to the place.
The dog like the vibration. He likes the vibration. They know some of these dogs, they are actually Dharma.
I don't know whether they know or not.
No, they can sense it. They can feel it.
Is it?
Yes, the vibration. That's why you look at some of the video they take at the temple. The dog, they are very observant, then they can feel, and they like to go to the abbot and pay the respect when they do.
But my dog don't know how to pay respect.
Of course, he know how to sit next to you is good enough. Good enough. Because a lot of these animals, they have less thinking. The thought process are not like our human mundane mind or human brain and the mundane mind. I tell you, is creating a lot of healers thinking and creating a lot of what they call unnecessary thought process.
Now I look at life very easy. I just don't care what comes. I just take things as it comes, and that's all.
You have developed a lot of good understanding. That's why you do not.
So I feel very happy every day.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of people told me that. A lot of Kayamita told me that. He said, but last time before we know the Dharma, because the world is full of living beings that has attachment. They attach so much to their loved ones. Understand or not?
I don't get attached to my children also now.
Yeah, but last time is so different, understand or not? Because
I just do what I'm supposed to do.
Correct. Now you know your duty is very important. You do your duty, that's it, finish.
Now take care of myself more.
Yeah, means you should actually pamper yourself more.
Yeah.
Because that is what life is all about. When you have the understanding, you must do your duty, then take care of yourself. When you have the condition, then like what you have come to understood, you also travel a lot, you have a lot of friends. Then you do a lot of things in life with joy, with better understanding, not like most people. Most human beings, after they go through life, they become more and more miserable, more and more unhappy, because they hold on to so many things in life that makes them miserable and unhappy. They worry not only about themselves, most of the time they worry about others, their children, their grandchildren.
They are big enough to worry for their own self.
Yeah, but not everybody has that understanding. Most people, they somehow have very, very strong attachment to family members, loved ones. And they really worry for them, especially when they encounter situation or problem in life. The first noble truth reality, when it hit, that is the best test. So for most Kayamita, the good thing is they develop that understanding to make themselves so different in their approach to life, the way they look at life, the way they understand life. Things has become so different. In the past, most of them cling on to a lot of worldly things. Then a lot of issues in life can make them unhappy, fearful, miserable. then what they call the affliction that comes with fear, worry, anxiety. Where fear is a movement of thought. When there are things that trigger of fear, means you have a situation, you have a problem, an unresolved problem or issue. So when the issue is not resolved, that fear that is triggered of can make that person miserable, really afflicted. Then from fear it develops into sorrow, lamentation, depression. Then they keep on holding on to that cocoon of wrong thought that make them miserable, fearful. Then the lack of understanding actually torment them, that they are holding on to that thing, not able to see that these are realities of life and existence. What you need to do is to accept the reality, then develop the understanding to resolve it amicably by applying the Noble Eightfold Path Dharma. If you do that, then you are free, because we are living beings. Not only us having to confront the First Noble Truth reality, the 8 conditions, each and every living being who live long enough, they also have to confront them. So what is the difference? The difference is those who don't have the Dhamma understanding will be affected. They will suffer, they become miserable. But those who have, they know these are reality, like the body, like the Buddha said, goes the way of nature, where these are elements. We have a consciousness trapped inside. We will feel everything because we have the senses, the sense bases and all things. Then we are capable of being conscious of what is going on. But if we can accept this reality that the body is just a body, it's not us, where this one is just a 5 aggregate of form and mind. It goes the way of nature, and it has not gone beyond old age, sickness, and death. Means these are nature's process. This body of ours is of the nature to grow old, get sick, and finally die. Consciousness was separate. So when we understand this, we accept this reality, then we are at peace. Then when we confront sickness, old age, ending death, there is no fear. But what is important is, if you have understood the Dhamma, which is like understanding life, then we would have lived life with understanding and beautifully. So we don't have to worry about life. So whatever that happened to the form, we will understand it clearly. This one goes the way of nature. It is impermanent. It is of the nature to grow old, get sick, and die, like every living being. And this one is not self, means non-self, not a permanent unchanging entity. It's just dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. That's why that they mislead during the birthday. They came out with this quote that I used to share with them. Is very good. So this one, I think most of you have seen it.
Yes.
Okay. That's why this is beautiful. But the Mandarin, I don't know how to read. Somebody must read it for you. Okay. So here, the saying is the conditioned Dhamma and the unconditioned Dhamma must complement each other to enable one to understand truth, reality, and living. This is a very powerful quote, and this is a very important understanding. If you want to live life, if you want to understand life, you have to have this understanding. That's why you must cultivate to develop the understanding of the conditioned Dhamma and the unconditioned Dhamma. The conditioned Dhamma means you can read the Mandarin, right?
以为法和无为法必须互相补充，以使人能够了解真理， 现实和生活。张师兄
Yeah, very good. So you see, when it comes to the conditioned Dhamma, means worldly Dhamma, the Four Noble Truths, the essence of the Buddha's teaching that the Buddha has taught us. So these are what we call conditioned Dhammas. So conditioned Dhamma is to be understood. Then later on, we need to cultivate it, put it into practice, then awaken to it. Then when you awaken to it, you will understand the unconditioned Dhamma. The unconditioned Dhamma is beyond thought, beyond mind, beyond the conditioned world's phenomena, which means we will come to realize our true nature, which is beyond thought, beyond mind, beyond everything. Then we will realize the universal characteristics of nature, of impermanent, suffering state, non-self, or empty nature or existence. So when you penetrate this insight into phenomena and awaken to this universal characteristic, then you know all of the phenomenal world of form and consciousness are not what you think. Then the form and mind is not you. They are also impermanent. You attach and cling, it leads to suffering. And because it's impermanent, it's not a permanent, unchanging entity. That's why we cannot hold on to it, cling on to it. This is me, this is I. If you do that, it becomes sakkayaditthi, self-delusion. Then you are deludedly bound by it. And because of that, you worry about this body getting old, getting sick, and where you believe it's you. But in reality, when you meditate, when you awaken, you realize exactly what the Buddha had taught. The conditioned Dhamma, they are not what you think. But this one pertains to the conditioned world. The conditioned world has duality, has the Four Noble Truths, the conditioned Dhamma. It has all the First Noble Truth, reality, Second Noble Truth, understanding, Third Noble Truth, and the Fourth Noble Truth. Then it has mark all. Then the phenomenal world is like very real, very extensive. Like there's a lot of things happening in the world, in the universe. So you look at our planet, we can see. But when you penetrate the conditioned Dhamma and go beyond, then when you realize unconditioned, you realize all these are empty, not real, not what you think. The universal characteristic becomes so clear. But the important aspect of understanding is each and every one of us, when we want to come to this existential world or conditioned world, we need a form and mind. We need a karmic nature to karmically condition this form and mind to come. So when you understand that this form and mind is not real, is impermanent, lead to suffering and non-self and empty, then it becomes a very beautiful understanding. And with that, you will also come to understand this one is subject to karma, but you can see it exactly like what the Buddha had taught us. So when this is understood, then you can make use of this understanding to live life. If it's not me, I don't have to worry about it getting old, getting sick and die. So I will use it as what we always share, a vehicle and a tool to serve us, to live life, to understand life, to develop the cultivation, then to experience all of the pristine beauty and wonders of life. So this form and mind is very useful when you know how to use it, when you have the understanding of the conditioned Dhamma. Then when you penetrate the unconditioned, then you will not be foolish or deluded to attach and to cling. That's why we will know how to do our duty. Like the Buddha said, the enlightened being, they have 4 qualities of good conduct, of right conduct, of wise conduct, and dutiful conduct. You will do your duty to take care of karma. Then karma take care of it. And then you know how to come. Then you know how to live, you know how to develop the joy, the understanding. Then we can actually make full use of this form and mind to be a blessing to all, to experience life to the fullest, to develop all the understanding, to develop all the perfection. Then at the same time, to go through life, to develop the cultivation, and to actually widen our exposure to existence, mind-right evolution. So all this understanding are possible, but you must have this understanding of the conditioned mind, the unconditioned mind. Means you must cultivate until you awaken. When you awaken, the conditioned mind will be understood. The unconditioned also will be understood. Then you will not be one-sided. You will not run away from the world and only seek the peace within. No use. There is such thing as life. That's why you must know how to live life. And the third phase of Dhamma is to live life. The first phase of Dhamma is to develop the learning of the teaching, pariyati. Then after that, put it into practice to realize the enlightenment. That is stage 2, patipati. Then the third phase of Dhamma is pativeda, the fruition of our hard work. Then when we realize enlightenment, the awakening, and understand all this, then life becomes so beautiful, so wonderful, so amazingly different. Then we can actually develop that understanding, which is possible. And we can actually, after that, become a blessing to all of humanity. Then life become completely different. We look at life with wisdom, with understanding, and we can really truly live life. So that is the beauty and wonders of this teaching. That's why this teaching is very, very amazing, very wonderful, and very meaningful. So this particular quote that Miss Lee and Mimi, they all got it, actually is very timely and also very useful, because we just went through that period of MCO, pandemic, 2 over years, almost 3 years. So society or life can evolve until it becomes so complicated, so difficult. But for those who have the Dhamma, like Kayamita, like I shared that day, we all actually did very well. Most of us are not really affected. And I can tell you, without the Dhamma, a lot of people go into depression, cuckoo. They really cannot take life, cannot understand life, and they get themselves entangled, really very, very badly entangled in life. So if you look back, you would have this understanding. We would cherish our life. We will thank the Buddha for these wonderful teachings. So gratitude, ability to cherish all this that we have, like that Mandarin song that Mr. sang. It was very good. He said we must cherish every moment of joy and happiness in life. 珍惜一切美好的时光 or the know what I forgot already. Which was very meaningful, because it's in life that you can experience them, and every moment of this they call good life, wonderful life, beautiful life. You must cherish them, but to do it you must have the Dhamma, because like he came to understand from the lyrics of the song, it's only within the moment when they arise. After that, it's only in the memory, of course. But when you cherish them, there is so much joy, understand? So much meaning. And there is life. Instead of what? Worrying about life, thinking, planning, and worrying about life. That is not life. That is suffering, misery. So see the big difference between living and suffering. When you truly have the Dhamma, you really live, and there is so much joy, meaning, and beauty. But when you don't have the Dhamma, you will hold, you will cling, you will grasp, and become afflicted, miserable. That's why when you worry about life, means you don't have the wisdom. You are already heedless, arising all the wrong thought that condition your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation. Your insecurity, your phobia, all these are wrong thoughts. They are not wholesome right thought, following noble eightfold path. With right view, born of Dhamma understanding, then only we can arise the right thought leading to right speech, right action, and right living, right livelihood. Then all the right thought can trigger off happiness in life, joy in life, meaning in life. Without right thought, you are destined to be doomed. Suffering will follow you, just like Dhammapada verse 1. So if you act, speak, and think with a heedless mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then suffering will follow you. So this is something that we should actually keep in mind. So for your case, Queenie, my nature rejoice, and sadhu to you for able to have at your own pace of understanding, having all this understanding. That's why you say your life is now more like happy. You are more easygoing. You actually pamper yourself more. You take care of yourself more. Because life is to have the understanding to live it. If you cannot live life, then why you come? You come to suffer and become miserable. That is not life. Understand? That is stupidity. That is delusion, heedlessness. So understanding life is actually what the Dhamma is. When you have the Dhamma, you understand life. And when you understand life, you know how to live life. Then you can experience all of the pristine beauty and wonders of life. Then life take a turn, becomes so beautiful, so meaningful, so wonderful, and so amazingly rich and wealthy. So like even Alicia, I think no problem. They were caught in Manila because the typhoon couldn't come back. So she just gave me a call. Oh, no problem. I said, thanks for the message. I said, take care. Then no problem. You want to share what happened, Alicia? A bit more. Another 60 minutes, maybe let Alicia share.
Good evening, Brother Teo, Mrs. Teo, and all Kalamita. Actually, we didn't know the flight was cancelled. So as me, Song, and Freddie was having breakfast. Actually, our breakfast is very long, from 6 to 10, but we started our breakfast at 8:30. And then we sat until 10 o'clock. So by then, Freddie was going through the messages and then saw, hey, how come the flight cancelled? So I start go and look through my email. True enough, the flight was cancelled. So first thing my thought came, oh my God, I cannot attend Brother Tuesday lunch.
That's why I said no problem, meant to be.
So then we see what we can do. So
do they reschedule the flight for you?
Yes, they reschedule the flight to 30th. But you got an option to get your refund and get to purchase a new tickets.
Oh, okay.
But then apparently the whole airport was closed.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Because of the
yeah,
hurricane,
so, yeah,
typhoon.
we didn't know, you see, so we were advised to go to the airport, but I told Freddie, I think it's better to wait because the time the rain is quite bad.
Very heavy.
Yeah, so
the wind condition.
So we just Freddie will go to the counter and see what we can do, and then call the airline. And I will go and tell Teddy, I think looks likely you got to extend our stay.
Yeah.
So he said no problem. Then and then after that, Freddie went up. I was in the room. Of course, at that moment, my thought is, oh, what am I going to do for today? I really packed everything.
Yeah.
So, but then after that, when I was silent, then everything is okay.
Yeah.
You know,
it will
I can
fall
do
into
some
place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very peaceful. I
Yeah,
mean,
very good.
no aversion.
Yeah.
And then not so much of worries.
Correct. No more worry, no more agitation and all those things.
So
like no, the most important, no more complaining. Because that is the reality. That is the reality. So we need to understand the reality, accept, accord and flow, and do what we have to do to resolve it. That's why after that, everything will fall into place. You all have insurance in it.
Yeah, but the hotel was provided by
definitely.
Kenny, so the extension also the company will pay for us. So I don't think so. We need to claim for anything except our time loss.
Yeah. But your insurance, I think after 3 hours or what, they have
he asked
to
us
pay
to
you
submit. He asked us to submit,
they have to pay you
but we are very busy, brother. We came back. I have to go to attend my farm issue. So that's why we haven't really got the time to settle the flight delay thing. But the good thing is when you can see your mind, how you deal with it.
It's totally different now.
Yeah, it's like and the next day when we bought the aircraft. And before we bought and we went to the airport, we supposed to have 3 o'clock flight. So we kind of like worried. So we went to the airport very early. And thought that there will be a traffic. You know, in Manila, very bad traffic. So we went there before 12 o'clock. And 3 o'clock is our flight. It's 3 hours. But as soon as we arrive at the airport, then we noticed flight delay. 4 o'clock. So we and I don't have any aversion on that. So excuse me. So after that, we went check in, and then when we have the flight delay, and when we go board the aircraft, another delay. So everyone was like, oh, but I was sitting inside there. I don't feel any aversion. It was
very good. Sadhu.
Then I was like relaxed, and then went into some kind of like resting. Then when
that's very good.
A Song was sitting next to me. So I told Song, I thought already flying, you know. My feeling is like flying. I mean, it's very relaxing.
Relaxing.
I was
and the heart
stranded inside
the heart is peaceful.
But it's so peaceful, brother. It's so different now.
Correct. Compared to in the early days.
With the Buddha Dharma, I think
a lot of
beautiful. It's a beautiful journey. And I meet up with my friend Teddy and the other's friend. So much joy. You know, I told Freddie
today,
I said, I want to join the sales team. I want to do sales and meet people and talk to people. I feel a lot of joy talking to people now compared to last time. I don't like to entertain.
Yes, you shut yourself up last time.
So, Kanan Bradil, all these years for the guidance, and my life is like totally new. I mean, put it like, even though I started late, but never too late.
Never too late, because the understanding transform you completely. Sadhu, very good.
Especially all the four Pusat guidance, you know. The thing is when we got the so-called we couldn't come back, you know, after that we went out for lunch and sort of like have a round. And my friend Teddy said, wow, you guys are really daring because we don't really see very much danger of it, right?
Correct.
So when I came back, I told Song, oh, each one of us meditate and ask for guide because hopefully we can go home by tomorrow. It's really good and unique experience. I find it very unic and enjoyable trip.
Very
thank you.
Let us rejoice. Apart from the daily religious routine to build up the faith, the chanting and all things, the practice and the cultivation is also very important, especially daily mindfulness. So daily mindfulness is a must. You can you don't worry. Initially, it's like that. It's not easy to settle down. You have to develop through the faith, make aspiration. The faith will bring forth the way, like what is mentioned here. Then when you every time develop your puja, you create affinity with Triple Gem. Then you develop affinity with all the great beings and all those things. Then your nature will start to move. Then it will trigger all causes and conditions for you to develop understanding. And then your cultivation will also take off. But you must have faith. Faith. And determined to learn, determined to put into practice, like what Po Cheng went through. When her faith become very strong, she become very different. She transformed. Like last Thursday, the sharing by her was very good. And now I know how she actually developed the cultivation so fast. It's partly because of her past, because she did Anapanasati before. Then when she met me and when she learned from me, she was full of faith and she followed my instruction. So that relaxed step actually bring forth the great difference. Then, like she said, when the Anapanasati starts to develop, from the past, she has done it before. The Anapanasati developed until very strong. Then it actually went to the heart on its own. Because the breath, when you develop the long breath, it will go to the heart. Then when it's at the heart, that long breath will like become very mindful. And when the mindfulness is very strong, you will experience all the piti, the sukhang, then the deep absorption and all things. But she remember what I said, relax into it. So she did that, relax into it. Then the energy build up all the absorption or release out. Then it starts to develop the awareness nature within. Then from the awareness nature, it suddenly connect through one day. Where I asked her to stay at the heart area. Then she detected the gateway and the thing like opened up and the yin and yang energy. That's why she moved and transformed very fast. Then that time, I think I did a lot of sharing about the gateway, the nature, all those things. That's why she was able to do it. And because of what Jin Hao asked, actually, Jin Hao created the condition and let Po Cheng recall what she did during the early days. That time the MCO still on. She cannot go to the retreat. But she was so determined. She wanted to go to a retreat. She can't go. Then she determined to cultivate. Then that time the Zoom also started. Then she went through the Heart Sutta class courses. Instead of 8-9 days, we did 8 months. Wow, that time she learned so much joy. Then the understanding gave her a lot of faith. Then she just follow the instruction and just do without doubt. The faith is there. That's how she transformed very fast. Then she realized what the awareness nature is, what the sati is. That's why you have to develop that understanding. Go through the Heart Sutta book. The Heart Sutta book is very good. Yeah, but there is a new version, the yellow copy. I asked my wife to give you. There is a new one with a heading on. Last time you have one, I think it's a brown color one. Very thick but brown. But this one is thicker, but smaller, easier to carry around. Last time that one is very thick paper and very heavy. This one is lighter but thicker because it's smaller. Instead of A4, now is I think BR. Yeah. This one, the content page is different. The content page, this second edition, the content page got subheading. Last time one don't have subheading. Last time one is only lesson 1, lesson 1, lesson 1. So this one we put in the heading. This one is very good. Yeah, like an encyclopedia. Anything you want to know, you must go into this to develop the understanding. Then follow the instruction and just do with the faith. Then you will progress. Okay? Sadhu to you, Vinny. So let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so we shall end. I think 3 more minutes we can end. So we will do the sharing of merits. Got message? Oh yeah, Manyan say, wow, Alicia speaking in English. The whole sharing, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Oh, so confident now. Last time she speak in Mandarin. So Manyan also surprised, rejoice. So PG, no problem this round. Normally PG blood because in Mandarin. Okay, let us recall to mind all the wholesomeness that we have developed over the past 2 hours of sharing. Then we shall share this marriage with all beings, starting with the devas. Akasata Chebumata Devanaga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anumoditwa Chirang Rakantulo Ita Wata Jamehi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabe Deva Anumodantu Apasampati Siddhya Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Devo Satukalena Sasa Sampati Hetu Cha Vito Bhavatu Loko Cha Raja Bhavatu Dhammiko Emina Punyang Kamena Ma Bebala Samagamo Satang Samagamo Hotu Yawa Nivana Patiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. But before we end, I would like to repeat the announcement earlier on. This weekend I won't be free, so our coming Thursday class and Sunday class will be cancelled because my brothers and sisters are coming down. We have our family function. So Sui will send out the notice just for those who attended so that you know, Thursday, Sunday, no more Zoom class. This weekend will be cancelled. Then we resume next week, Tuesday. Okay.